I don't have anything I can switch into this. Am I gonna get swept by a dedenne? What a start to the night. The cat pooped on the floor, and the baby would not settle no matter what I tried. And honestly, I almost didn't even pick up the game. But the kids are asleep now, and I'm determined to push through. If you've ever had one of those nights, drop a comment below. The power plant is crawling with team player grunts. They're tossing out scraggies, golbats, and mighty like party favors. And it doesn't help that Talon's best move is still Peck. Enemy Pokemon being left with a sliver is becoming a bit of a theme for this playthrough. But so is Flame Body coming in clutch. Most battles are quick, despite Roar and Swagger troll strats. Not much of a gauntlet, honestly. On the bright side, Talon finally learned something better than Peck or Ember. Took long enough. Seriously, what is wrong with this thing's level up moveset? But the real challenge isn't the grunts, it's endurance. Trainer after trainer, I can feel myself slipping, like a parent running on too little sleep and too much coffee. I'm going to do something dumb, I can feel it. I finally make it to the admins. First is the guy in white. I don't really remember him. I pretty much just remember the admins with the visors. He leads a Houndoom and I lead Talon. I use Razor Wind, only to realize that it's a 2-turn move, and it does less damage than Peck. Luckily, the admin just wastes his time with a Fire Fang and an Odor Sleuth, and beat up when he only has 1 Mon. What I'm saying is, the fight was easy. Then came Aliana. Visor, Swagger, and 1 intimidating Mightyena. With my attack lowered, I swapped to Tinkerbell. Aliana throws out Scary Face and Swagger like a toddler testing every boundary, forcing me to swap to Poe. Then she just roars me out. The Swagger trolling is getting really old. Luckily, Mjolnir is not so easily thwarted and took the win with a couple boosted aerial aces. In traditional supervillain style, the admins disappeared, but Cena and Dexio are suddenly superheroes. This I had completely forgotten about. They hand me some full restores and heal my team, but act like I don't know who they are. Ridiculous. Leaving the power plant, I cross Route 13. The storms have died down, but the dust clouds keep chasing me down. And then I get to meet him. AZ, a giant of a man, dressed like he hasn't had a good night's sleep in 3,000 years. He rambles about a flower Pokemon, the Eternal Flower Floette, but he doesn't seem to notice me and just walks away. I'm looking forward to seeing him again in Legends ZA. I wonder how his character has changed, and I wonder if we're going to get any more backstory. In Lumio City, I make my way to Prism Tower to take on Clement. I low-key love the cinematics in this game. Like lighting up Prism Tower, it's such a nice touch. I hope Legends ZA will have stuff like this too. Inside, the challenge isn't just trainers, it's quizzes. Really, really easy quizzes, where you guess the Pokemon based on the silhouette. But there is still a battle at the end of each question, which is when it happened. After the very first question, a schoolboy's dedenne nearly wiped my entire team. At first, it was nothing, just squeaks of damage. And it's a dedenne! Who's afraid of a dedenne? Even the special attack boosts really didn't scare me. Except Ancient Power did almost nothing. Crunch did solid damage, despite not being very effective. But since I'm sleep deprived and a little dumb, I thought I would test my luck with a Stab Dragon Tail. Against the dedenne. I thought I'd gotten away with it when it just went for rest, but the thing knew Snore, and it woke up almost right away. Charge Beam after Charge Beam, I was sure I was done for. I sent out Poe, knowing Fighting in Dark are no match for this fairy mouse, completely expecting to wipe. Thankfully, Poe is a bulky boy. A Quick Claw activation and a missed Charge Beam, and he just managed to snag the victory. That's the only reason I didn't lose everything right there. Thankfully, the rest of the gym battles were easy. Clement and his sister were waiting at the top of Prism Tower. Bonnie is the cutest little cheerleader, and I love that. As a parent, I hope my kids have that kind of bond one day. But maybe I should have taken her cheering a little more seriously. Clement led with a Molga, and I led with Titan to set up some Stealth Rocks. And I got some Rocky Helmet chip damage on it too. A Molga Volt switched to Magneton, so my Ancient Power didn't do much. I swapped to Poe on a mirror shot. Being overconfident, I didn't worry too much when Magneton set up electric terrain. I guess I learned nothing from the dedenne fight. Stealth Rocks did some good damage to Emolga when it came back in, and I swapped back to Titan. But before I could hit him with a super effective ancient power, he volt switched again, this time to his ace, Heliolisk. I have never used one of these things, but I naively assumed it wasn't that hot of a Pokemon. Boy was I wrong. It tore me apart and I wiped. And there's nothing quite as humiliating as the dreaded scurry back to the Pokemon Center message, especially in what is widely considered one of the easiest Pokemon games. But here's the thing about Pokemon and parenting, you adapt. I searched my bag for an item or TM that could help me, and I realized I've had a shiny stone this entire time. I evolved the Tinkerbell into Florges, giving my team the durability it desperately needed. Round 2 against Clemont was going to be different. I still led Titan against the Emolga to set up Stealth Rocks, but this time Emolga volt switched out right away. Once Stealth Rocks were up, I swapped to Poe on the mirror shot, hoping to take Magneton out with a Vital Throw, as long as it doesn't have Sturdy, which it doesn't. But Magneton did manage to set up electric terrain again before I took it out. Then Emolga came out next, getting hit by the Stealth Rocks, which was nice. I swapped to Titan for the type advantage. For some reason, instead of volt switching like last time, Emolga kept hitting me with Aerial Ace, whittling itself down thanks to Rocky Helmet Chip. 1 Dragon Claw took it out. 2 down, 1 to go. To try to give Tinkerbell as much of a chance as possible, I kept Titan in against the Heliolisk and let it take him out. Moment of truth. Is Florges as bulky as I think she is? Yes, she is. And Petal Blizzard took care of the electric terrain. And landed a sweet critical hit, too. I was worried a second Petal Blizzard wouldn't take out the Heliolisk, so I set up a wish. Now I just had to live 1 more hit, and victory would be in the bag for sure. And she lives, with just 14 HP. I was all ready to take victory when Clemont healed. I forgot he could do that. I set up another wish, and gambled with critical hits some more. Several times. Yeah, definitely not Nuzlocking anytime soon. But eventually Petal Blizzard did take Heliolisk out. Victory. And now the wipe doesn't matter anymore. I found a way forward. And that's the real lesson here. In Pokemon, in parenting, you're going to get wiped sometimes. But if you learn, adapt, and keep moving, you can always come back stronger. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss episode 6. And if you've ever had a wipe moment as a parent, gaming or not, share it in the comments. Because none of us are alone.